Hey, I'm Jonamus Prime, and I was wondering, which Ultra Magnus belongs in your collection? I think I might need a little help to find out.
What about me, Magnus? What about me? I can help.
So, Siege Ultra Magnus and Kingdom Ultra Magnus. This is probably the hardest review I've actually done, because these guys are so similar, but they have so much difference in them. And yeah, it's really hard to tell which one really belongs in your collection. I mean, both of them can actually haul two vehicles in their vehicle form, so that's one thing they have in common. And yeah, you can really just stack up tons of Ultra Magnus like I have here. Taking the trailer off on both of these are basically the exact same, just slightly retooled, but it's basically the exact same way. The back end is exactly the same, but the front end is different, as you have the Earth base and the more Cybertronian look, which the Siege kind of has that RID Ultra Magnus look. Now in their bought form, they both look really good. And on the backside, what Kingdom has is butt flaps. But they pose exactly the same and everything. And taking the trailer apart is basically the exact same, but with the Siege one, all the connections are still tight, so that's good. But I'm also scared it might actually break something because some of them are too tight, while on Kingdom it's a little bit easier to take apart the trailer and everything, which I kind of like that more and stuff. And getting these guys prepared to put all their armor on is basically the exact same. So man, this is really hard to actually tell which one's better, because I mean, yeah, it's basically the same figure, but there are some difference in them, and I'm going to try to focus my best how to do this and everything. But yeah, so let's first start off. These guys' pulsability are basically the same. They're all blocking everything, so you're pretty limited on pulsability, but you can actually still get some decent poses out of these, you know. But mostly the lower legs, it's really hard to get them in the position and everything. So kind of just like fighting one another, and I'm just really struggling to try to find difference in these guys. So let's just start off with Siege. Siege Ultra Magnus technically has more paint apps, and I do like about that because his legs look more slimmer than the Kingdom line. Now his rockets on his shoulders, I don't like it because I do think they sit too high. And his shoulder columns, I actually like that design more than the Kingdom line. But also with this Siege figure, we actually came with 2 extra blasters, so playability with this figure is actually a little bit more fun. But one thing I don't like is having that scuff paint on the inside of his arm. If it was on the outside, I'd be fine. Now on to Kingdom Ultra Magnus. He technically has less paint apps than the Siege Ultra Magnus, which his legs look a little more blocky than they should. I do love his shoulder rockets because they do sit lower, but the columns on his shoulders I honestly don't like. And for the same price, we didn't get as much accessories, so playability is pretty limited. But hey, at least we got light piping on this figure, and I absolutely love that. Now, if you're trying to display the whole Transformer movie line, both figures, in my opinion, will work perfectly. But some people out there may say, hey, this Ultra Magnus might work better for the movie line. Now, comparability, I do have the Galaxy, because they all basically share the same mode. And let's see here, we got some deluxes and everything. We got some Voyagers as well, which is, you know, pretty nice. And I got a Commander class Rodimus Prime, and might as well do Core Legends Megatron, and yes, that's a little painted custom I did on Megatron, and a Core class, Legend class Optimus Prime.
So yeah, not trying to ask the obvious question, you know, if you want G1 themed or you want a more Cybertronian theme. Trying to get down to what actually make these guys differ from one another. And yes, it was very hard and everything. Because there's stuff I like from Siege, but I also like from Kingdom 2. And there's stuff I just don't like about both of them as well. But that's just my opinion and everything. So, what did you think? You lean more to the Siege one or the Kingdom one after this video? I would love to know in the comments below and everything. So yeah, this has been John Prime. And remember, may your collection maximize your spark, but never terrorize your wallets. Trying to decide which one I like more. That really terrorized me. We'll see you next time.